there friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria. And this vlog, we're gonna be doing a little crafting. I think I mentioned it in my last video that the plan for this week is to make a Disney ears hat. Because I'm gonna be going to Disney World in a couple weeks. In June, which for all of you who have never been or want to go to Disney, may I please impart on you, June is a terrible time to go. It is really hot during June and it always rains. But that is when I'm going home to Tampa, and so I've just really had a hankering to go to Disney, and my best friend Heather has like season pass. They have like their passes and whatnot, so we have weekday passes, so it's just gonna work out. We're gonna go eat at Cinderella's castle, which I've never done, and like I said, I was just having a hankering. It's probably been, why is this so off? Here we go. It's probably been a good probably 7 years since I've been to Disney World. Been to Hollywood Studios within the last couple of years, done Universal plenty of times, but I was just having a hankering for the Magic Kingdom. So that's where we're going and what we're doing. And I have my Hades shirt, which if you checked out my DragonCon vlog from last year, my group of girls and we did a Disney villains theme for our group cosplay, and so I was Hades, and in addition to that we got shirts to wear that had the villain of choice. I have a picture somewhere, maybe I'll pop it here. So I was like, well, Hades, still my favorite Disney villain. I have this shirt. Gotta wear it to Disney World. It is big, oversized, wear it with biker shorts. It'll be great for the summer because it is so hot and humid in June. With that being said, I found a DIY no-sew tutorial to make a set of Disney ears. Now they put theirs on headbands, but I have a very sensitive scalp and the sun will be beating down on me, so I need something that's going to cover my scalp in order to protect it from getting sunburned and just to keep the sun off of my face, because as you see, I am pasty, and I'm very prone to sunburn. So whatever I can do to keep the sun off of me, I shall do. In addition to that, I already have a blue hat. It is not as the type of blue I would necessarily have picked on my own, but I have a ton of hats and I was not going to buy another hat. If you've been around this channel long enough, you know I do try to thrift and upcycle things when I do like projects and cosplays, because I want to do these crafts, but I also want to be as conscious as I can be and not put more products into the world if I can help it. So this is the hat we're going to use. And I'm kind of basing it off of this lovely version that I found on Etsy. This is actually like a visor and not a hat, but I have seen hats and I was looking at pictures of hats here and just trying to get the same idea of it. So basically having like the bow sitting here. I have my Hades pin that I already made for my cosplay, so I'm just gonna reuse that for the bow, and then we'll have the two mouse ears on both sides and have it sit like that, and I think it will work out fantastic. So I'm very excited about that. From what I've seen of people on this video, and I'll make sure to link the video down below that I'm using as like a starting off point, is that this doesn't take very long. You don't need to sew. It has, all you need is like a hot glue gun and glue that can be used on fabric, stuffing, cardboard, fabric, obviously, and felt and scissors, some means of cutting the fabric and everything like that. So pretty simple. I feel like we can do this in a day or two. I do have some errands I need to run right now. I'm currently sitting on Gavin's sprints So I figured I'd do this intro while I was here. But in addition to that, to stay on theme, because we always want to make sure that we are getting our reading in, I also picked up Go the Distance, one of the Twisted Tales book, and this one follows Meg, and it picks up like right after the words are hard, right after the events in the movie Hercules. And so I guess Meg is trying to become a god, and that's the storyline. So I will be listening to this whilst we do this craft, and probably while I run my errands. It's only an 8-hour listen, so I listen at 2.35 speed. Exactly, that is where my Libby is set. And any audiobook I listen to, the only time I change it is if there is an accent that I just cannot, for the life of me, understand at that speed. But otherwise, that is where we sit. That is my thoughts. So let's gather our material, shall we? So obviously we have our hat. Ooh, that could have been bad. I've got some beads that I'm gonna use that I've had for a while that I'm gonna use to decorate, add a little something something too. This is the pin I was telling you about from my Hades cosplay, so I'll be using that. And then I have the little templates from the YouTube video that I'm gonna be using that I need to cut out. I'm gonna use this box because she said to use some pretty thin cardboard, and this box is very thin. So I'm gonna use this box to cut out everything. And then I have these scrap fabrics. So I want to do the bow probably in this shiny color. So I'll probably use maybe this piece to do the bow. And then I can't decide if I want to do this black or do this stretchy black, which is a bit darker wherever it went. It's somewhere inside. Oh, it's still over there. But there's another black that I have. So I want to use this for the bow, and then also to create those flames on the side of the ears. So that's something I'll have to figure out exactly how I'm going to do it. And then I need to get my hot glue gun to be able to do all this. So I'm going to eat my apple slices, and then we're going to cut these out, cut out the cardboard, and kind of get all this going. Let's get to it.
Hello, Voiceover Victoria here, just popping in real quick while Pumpkin gets involved in the crafts, and say I thought about doing this as a full tutorial, but since I have a tutorial from the person I got the information from down below, I thought I'd let her take care of that for you and just let you enjoy some ambiance music while I craft. So go ahead, grab your crafts, grab your hot beverage, and enjoy.
Hi. Same hair, different day. I thought I heard a pump's coming. But anyway, same hair, different day. We are on day 2 of this project. I thought I was gonna finish in one day. However, I decided to, as per usual, do the absolute most. So essentially this is where we're at. Woo! Oh, do you want to get up? All right, here, go ahead, you can get up. So essentially this is where we're at. I guess I can turn the light on. Should I turn the light on, Pumpkin? A light! A light for pumps! So, as you can see, I decided to, well, first I, for some reason, thought that my fabric glue was what didn't make a weird look on this, but it turned out to be the hot glue gun. So then I hot glued all of these beads on this fire, and then I stitched these beads. Now, of course, if you get too close, it is not the most beautiful thing I've ever made. I mean, that's the damn truth. But what if we've got you, we're coming from the craft desk. So there you can see. It's not the most beautiful thing I've ever made in my life. But we're making it work. We are making it work. And I think once it all comes together, it will be what we want it to be. I guess, like, I don't think I pulled the fabric enough on the cardboard, so it kind of made a bigger gap in between the two edges. So I covered it up with one piece of yarn, but I think I'm gonna braid the yarn and then put that on top of this, so it'll cover everything nicely, is what I'm planning on doing with my ears. I haven't even made the bow yet. Let's see. Pumpkin decided to jump into the window, and now I can access everything I need to access from yesterday. I had to basically clean everything up because didn't want Pumpkin to get into it overnight. So that is what I did. But yes, we still have the bow to make, but I did finish Go the Distance from the Twisted Tales series. I gave it 2 stars. Honestly, like, the premise of it was interesting, but the execution just really wasn't for me. It felt very young. I felt like the characters from Hercules either didn't translate well into the books, or the author wasn't the right author to translate it properly into the books. But either way, it wasn't for me. But we made it through. I do have some other audiobooks I can listen to while I work on this. I may just watch Olivia Reads a Latte's newest video that she put up for today instead. It looks like I also need to charge my camera a little bit. So let me do that while I finish the details on the ears, and then hopefully I can check back in with you once I start the bow. So let's do that. Okay. My mom ended up calling me, so I've been chatting with her, but I have finished the detailing on this. Come on, baby. Here we go. You can see it looks much better. Much, much better. I think it really pulls it together. Obviously, I'll cut the tails off here, but wasn't worried about that right now. So ears are done. Now it's time to do the bow. And I happen to have a perfect little size piece. This fabric, honestly, the only trouble with it is that it frays so much, and it really sucks, but it is what it is. But so you need, she said, about a 6 by 7 inch piece of fabric, but this happened to be about that. So she said to use a piece of, not foam, what is this called? What is this called, y'all? Felt. piece of felt a little bit smaller than the fabric to give it structure. Now she said to use the same color, but I don't have the same color, and this is so dark. Plus it has 2 layers already, so I feel like it shouldn't be an issue.
I do in fact eat these words.
And like I said, this is a dark fabric, so I think it will be fine if it's not the same color. In theory. But this is exciting because we are wrapping this bitch up. Wrapping it up.
I'm back. So this bow was such a pain in the ass. I will say having a fabric and felt as the same color totally makes sense now, because when you fold it, you do see it on the inside. So I ended up having to put another layer of fabric on top of the felt so you could not see the felt color. So it ended up being such a thick bow that I had to stitch it for it to sit correctly, which made this take 1,000 years longer than it took in the tutorial. So lesson learned. I didn't show you all of that because I became so frustrated by the whole process that most of it ended up being off camera. But I wanted to come back and just give you that little insight there, that yeah, I thought I knew, and clearly I did not.
Updates. We're almost done. I did not keep you in the know for the bow for very often because I ended up having to stitch it because it was way too many layers. So the bow is a little sloppy, but I don't think you can really tell once it's all together. Sorry, I just went up the stairs, hold on. But I had this hem tape, peel and stick tape. The only thing is I'm already noticing that since it's rounded, that there might be an issue with it coming up. So I probably will do a few stitches as well just to reinforce everything and kind of give it that extra support so nothing falls off. And then I need to hot glue this onto the bow. And then I really like how this trim came out. I think I showed you already. I really like how this came out. So I think I'm gonna extend it along here and then maybe along the top of the cap as well, just to give it like a very cohesive look is what I'm thinking. But this took so much longer than it should have. But I think like a lot of this is trial and error. Like the person I was following, like obviously I was using a lot of repurposed fabric, maybe not the best fabric for this kind of stuff, to be honest. And that seems to be a problem a lot with thrift flipping things. So, you know, and I don't know, perhaps I just suck with a hot glue gun, but I always feel like mine looks like a hot mess. But, I mean, if you're that close to my head, I didn't need you to back up. You know what I mean? But I'm so pleased with this. I think it's pretty even. Looks pretty even, right? I feel like I'll put it on. Oh, it looks so good. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, but I can definitely tell where it's gonna pool on the edges from this being circular. So it'll definitely be good to give a little bit more reinforcement, especially because there is like double layer. So I think I'll just reinforce near. Just so you know about these peel and stick things, you don't want to sew into the peel and stick, but like just sew around it to give it a little bit more reinforcement. So I think I'll do that. And in addition to that, we will do that trim and then it will be done. I'm so excited. It looks so good. Like I was really not I was like, trust the process, trust the process, trust the process, because it was getting a little iffy there for a while. But it looks good. I'm happy. I'm happy. Okay. Let's finish this thing up. We did it! It's done. I'm so happy. I'm so happy here. We can just admire. She's so cute. Is it perfect? No. But she looks really good. I was not sure about the process for a while, as it was taking way longer than I anticipated, but here we are. She is ready to be worn, and I am ready to close out this video because, bam, we accomplished what we wanted to do. We listened to Go the Distance, and we made our Hades Disney ears for a trip. So, with that, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to stick around for more bookish and nerdish content, feel free to subscribe. I upload every Friday. And until next time, I hope you read a good book, I hope you find some joy, and most importantly, I hope you do something to make the world a better place, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!